The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Advanced Math Investing Incorporated cannot guarantee the future performance of a client's account or any specific performance level. Accounts are subject to various market, economic, political, currency, and other risks. Advanced math formulas are complicated and their usage may have limitation and difficulties. Welcome to Advanced Math Investing, an award-winning, registered investment advisor firm. As the name says, Advanced Math Investing is different than most investing companies. They use proprietary math algorithms to predict the market direction as well as individual stock direction. Advanced Math Investing will give your money the best chance possible in today's markets. And now, your host, Rand, the quant behind Advanced Math Investing.
Good morning, South Florida. My name is Rand Robinson. I am the quant and registered investment advisor representative at Advanced Math Investing. It's cold out. I'm going to give you a traffic report. It's pretty easy traffic. I guess everybody's still under their blankets. It's cold. I turned on the car heater for you northerners. But at Advanced Math Investing, as the name suggests, we use math algorithms to trade securities for our own accounts and for our clients' accounts. And we use basically three metrics in our algorithm studies. One is the overall market direction. Two, we find undervalued stocks. And three, of the undervalued stocks, or the stocks that we do follow, we try to find a market direction on those. So any one of these on their own should make money. We combined all three of these to achieve a more powerful trading system. I'm here to teach and inform and to make friends. I may use audio clips to enhance the program, which is allowed under the Fair Use Copyright Law. And today is Christmas Eve. What holiday is that? For you Catholics, it's the end of Advent, but it's not really a holiday. It's a holiday that was made famous on the Seinfeld show. Today is Festivus. And you know what? I Googled Festivus, and it says you're supposed to air your grievances today. I don't know. Maybe it's good for Larry David, but I'm sticking with merriment and joy for this season. I'm going to give you a market update. The Dow Jones up 188.15, the NASDAQ up 49.35, and the S&P up 23.92. Interestingly, the S&P is all-time highs. So Merry Christmas to the S&P 500. I'm going to give you some more market information here. I'll give you the most actives. Again, this is early. It's 10 o'clock, and I'm going to use the S&P 500 so we recognize Apple, again, in the most actives. It's only up 27 cents. Carnival Cruise down 30 cents. It's a slow trading day. Ford Motor down 12 cents. You know, people are gone. I'm going to look at the big gainers. Micron Technology up 3%, up $3. Western Digital, these are chip companies, up 3%, 188. United Rentals up 2%, up $8.55. Let's look at the losers. I don't know. What do we have in losers? It's a big up day. So, wow, Moderna down 4%, down 10.93. Followed by Coterra Energy. I'm not sure of that company, down 40 cents. Twitter, down 79 cents. I heard, down 1.8. I heard that Jack Dorsey was banned for something he said. That was in the news today. Funny. He dropped out of the CEO of Twitter, but he's making news. Let's look at the overall market. 355 total shares traded with 2338 up, 896 down, new highs 76, new lows 19, so big shift to the new highs. And the total volume, the volume's light, I'm just going to tell you right now. 85 million shares traded, 54 million up, 27.9 down. So that's your, insider. I always give you insider trading and earnings. Insider trading, I only have Keurig Dr. Pepper, the president of the cold beverage division, cashed in $3.7 million worth of stock for himself. And the Walton family for Walmart. Alice Walton, $182.7 million. Jim Walton, $182.6 million. And Robson Walton, $182.7 million. So they're taking some money off the table. There's no earnings. So there's no earnings news. And basically, there's not much in the stock news, although Kellogg, which I'd mentioned a couple weeks ago, was on strike. They did settle their strike. It was a 60-day strike. They're still keeping their two-tiered wage system, which was an issue, but they're adding COLA, so wage increases. Plus, I think if you're there for more than 4 years, you go to the top tier in the wages. So that's the stock news. Today, I want to give us our investing term, and actually today is 3 terms because it's the end of the year. We're going to talk about tax loss selling, window dressing, and, of course, the Santa Claus rally. Tax loss selling. If you have a 401k, you're in an IRA, you have a Roth account, or even a college fund, this doesn't apply to you because you're tax deferred. You don't pay taxes on your gains, you don't pay taxes or take losses. But if you have a taxable account, this is kind of important because if you sold stock during the year, you have to pay taxes on the gains or deduct losses if you have losses, and you're only allowed $3,000 losses. Otherwise, you have to roll it over to following years. And you say, well, what was up this year? Well, the FANG stocks did tremendous. Facebook, this is year-to-date numbers. Facebook up 25%. Google up 60%. Amazon up 7%. Microsoft up 49%. Netflix up 18%. And other S&P that aren't the FANGs, Moderna up 165%, and Pfizer up 66%. Those are the pharmaceuticals that are in the vaccine business. And here's a non-S&P 500 stock, GameStop, up 817%. Yo. So now, let's say you took some profit on this. Well, do you want to pay taxes on that? No, you can sell some of your losses to offset the gains. That's what tax loss selling is. And you say, well, I really don't want to sell my stock. You can buy it back after 30 days, and you can still take the tax loss, and you can get back into your supposed losers. And what stocks were down? Well, here's some. Discovery was down 24%. These are year-to-date. Viacom CBS down 23%. Twitter down 21%. Disney down 19%. AT&T down 16%. And Boeing down 12%. And of the non-S&P stocks, Peloton down 73%. And Tencent Music down 54%. So take your losses against your gains, buy them back within 30 days, and have a less of a tax burden. All right, the second term, Santa Claus rally. What is that? Well, here it is. Here's the definition. The last week in December and the first 2 days of January, it's considered the Santa Claus rally. And since 1969, 34 of the 45 Santa Claus rallies were positive. And people say, well, why is that? Well, here's the suggestions. Number 1, holiday optimism. People are happy this time of the year. Number 2, the pros are gone, as you can see by the volume, and the general public is always bullish. And number 3, and this might apply to some people put their Christmas bonuses into their IRAs or college funds or stocks. So, that's probably a good idea. All right, now we got to the third term, window dressing. What is that? Window dressing, this is where mutual funds get rid of the losses right before the end of the year so they don't have to show them as their holdings, so it looks better for them. They also buy some of the big up movers at the last minute, so it looks like they've held them all year. And there's new regulations by the securities industry to curb this because I think it's getting out of hand, this window dressing. Also, there's another insider trading. They're thinking about making companies. It turns out, I guess, insider trading is pretty loose, fast and loose, and they're going to suggest 180 days before you do your insider trading to state it and then stick with it. Don't change it. All right. now for the listener stock request. And by the way, if you have a term that you want me to discuss or a stock, text me at 954-804-3722 or email me at rand@advancedmathinvesting.com. I'd be happy to take a look at your suggestions. We have a great suggestion this week. It's UHAL. The symbol is UHAL. The name of the company is Americo. There's no I in it. Americo. I don't know how to say it. AMERCO. Anyway, they own U-Hauls. They also own Oxford Life Insurance, Republic Western Insurance. One family, the Schoen family, owns 55% of the stock, so it's kind of it's their company, really. The current price, and I did my study, the current price is $710.70, might be a little higher today. I did the fair value analysis on it. It's over $2,000. So here's a very undervalued stock, which is suggested by a listener. And now I'm going to have to add it to my list of undervalued stocks that I follow. So thanks to the listener, and keep the suggestions coming. And, we can all learn from each other. Okay, we're going to take a little bit break, and I'll come back and talk about what advanced math investing does. Thanks.
I ain't trying to do what everybody else doing, just 'cause everybody doing what they all do.
Are you happy with your portfolio performance? Whether you are doing it yourself or have an advisor, if you are looking for an upgrade, consider an appointment with Advanced Math Investing. They utilize math algorithms to invest in today's markets. Text RAND at 954-804-3722 or email them at rand@advancedmathinvesting.com. And of course, he'll return your inquiries.
Hi, welcome back. Now, some people ask, why should I hire or why do I need an advisor? Well, I'm going to tell you, if you're young and you wish to grow your nest egg or your retirement or college faster than these mutual fund returns, well, you should get an advisor. And usually my young clients don't have a lot of money. They have $5,000, and we start them out on their journey. I'll talk about that a little later. If you're older, now you wish to protect your gains. You don't want to do anything crazy and take a big loss. That's where you should hire an advisor. And also, you'll buying and owning individual stocks versus these mutual funds, you should be able to get higher returns. A typical older client has $50,000 or more, and hopefully in tax deferred, but they could be in tax income. It doesn't make any difference. Both young and old usually have future obligations or future expectations. One is retirement. They want to save for the retirement. And two is college savings. Today I'm going to talk about college savings because I think that's important. And there are three college savings plans, at least in Florida. There's the prepaid college plan, very strict as far as what you can do, and I'll talk about that a little later, but they only cover tuition. Then there's these these 529 plans. They're managed by various companies, and they cover tuition, fees, books, but they're pretty strict too as well. You have to apply to get their distribution. And the third one, the one that I like, is called the Coverdale Educational IRA. And that's, run by an advisor. You could actually run it yourself, but I don't recommend that. But then basically anything that you see as a educational item is covered. You can say, I'm not going to law school. I'm going to be a chef or whatever. You can use that money for whatever your child's needs are, including laptops, whatever. Anyway, it's a nice, I think it's effective. And we're going to talk about all three. Here's here's the scoop on prepaid college. Let's say your child is 1 year old. Now, you apply to the Florida Prepaid College, you have 211 payments of $184.82, which means when he gets ready to start college, you've paid in about $39,000. If you default, which I think is 60 days late on any of your payments, your money is returned without any interest. Now, there's no income limit. Anybody can do the prepaid college, but don't miss a payment. And the payments are high, $184.82. There's a 529 plan, the second one. They use mutual funds, so there's no income limit. The maximum contribution is $500,000, which is plenty for college. They're flexible. You can pay as you go. So if you miss a payment, no big deal. But let's assume that you're getting a 5% return, because that's what it's stating right now. The average return is, and you put in $100 a month. The first one, remember, was $184. This one, $100 a month. You should have about $32,000 saved in the plan at college age, or now. So let's look at the Coverdell Educational IRA. This, you have to put in cash contributions. They're not deductible. And there's income limits, but you can only put in $2,000 a year per student. And at age 30, you've got to close the account. And if they haven't used it for education, you'll get the distribution and you'll be taxed at your tax rate, not the child's, but not a big deal. There are income limits. If you're single, it's $95,000 to $110,000. They start weeding them out after $95,000. And if you're married, it's $190,000 all the way up to $220,000. After $220,000, you don't get to use the Coverdell. Those are your AGI. There's actually the MAGI, which is modified adjusted gross income. It's very close to adjusted gross income. So now let's assume you're using the Coverdell and you're making a $100 payment. I'm going to suggest that you're going to get a 10% return. There was no guarantee on any of those. But if you did that, you would have $53,000 saved up at the college age, which is better than the previous two. So I like that because you actually own stocks, and it's very easily managed. Now you're asking yourself, well, what does a 4-year college cost anyway? Well, a 4-year, according to the Google, 4-year in Florida should run you $76,000 when the kid turns college age, when you're 1 year old. Currently, right now, the University of Florida, which is a state school, I think 4 years is $25,520, and that's tuition only. At a private school, 4 years is $53,682. Again, that's tuition only. They say I didn't bring my phone, but they say add $15,000 for books, fees, and housing. But and I just did it. I didn't bring my phone here, but if you use a calculation, divide that by 12, and then minus $900 a month for a roommate, and cars, insurance, because you're not even a millennial or Gen Z at that point when you're young. You pay about $200 a month for car insurance, and your food is going to be about $250. You actually, that $15,000 starts turning negative very quickly. But anyway, put down additional $15,000 for just living expenses. Anyway, my choice is the Coverdell. I like it, and I used it for my kids. And back when I did it, the maximum was $500. They've increased that now. So, okay, good. I was going to talk about my what I did, but when I went to get my license, they said, don't tell people that story. But, at the end, if we have time, I will tell you how I managed my $500 investment. I just want to know if anybody watched my movie recommendation, 5 Pennies. You can text me. I thought it's a great Christmas music. I didn't hear from anybody regarding that. And next week, I'm going to talk about retirement instead of college funds, retirement savings. And I have a little audio clip for you for you.
Okay, let's stay with you better for 400.
Okay, the answer, your job wants to take $40 a month out of your check for a 401k. Shanice.
What is, you better give me that money so I can buy me some scratch-offs.
Yeah, you damn right. You damn right. I mean, why do I need a retirement plan when I got Monopoly Millionaires Club?
Heck, I play that every week.
Yeah, well, that's good for you.
That was from Saturday Night Live. Kenan Thompson, Ego Wodum, and Tom Hanks. Well, I got a couple. Oh, you know what? I have a little time. I'm going to tell you now. This is what I did. When my kids were little, little kids running around, they were like, they loved Checkers restaurant. They're like, oh, I want Checkers. So I said one day, you know what? You're going to be shareholders in Checkers. I bought each of you $500, which was the limit of Checkers stock. At the time, I was selling at $1.25. I said, that's the price of a big meal or whatever. I forgot about it. Well, then one day I get this letter in the mail saying it went private at $8 a share. So I said, oh, okay. There just was cash in there. So I had 500 times 8 was that $4,500 in the account. And I kind of forgot about it. But we had this is years ago, when GM was going bankrupt. Ford, it was a big down thing in the market. And I said to the kids, you know what? I think we need to invest this money. And so I said, give me your thoughts. I said, well, I'll wait till tomorrow and tell me your thoughts on what you want to buy. Well, the next day they were all about, I want GM, I want Ford. They just wanted car companies. I'm like, those things are going out. I said, all right, I'll put in a bid. So GM back at the time was selling at $5 a share. Ford was at $3 a share. So I thought, well, I'm just going to put in a bid, and if I don't get it, I'll just tell them I didn't get it. So I put in a bid for GM at $2.50, good till cancel, and at Ford at $1.50 a share, good till cancel. And you know what? The market took another whacking down, and that got filled. And I was like, wow, I can't believe it. 1 week later, it was back to where it was. And I'm thinking, geez, you doubled your money in a week. That's like an option. So I cashed out of those. I said, well, you doubled your money. So where they are at 45 now, they're at 9,000. And at the time, I had been following this little stock called Power Wave Technology. I don't even know if it's around. Anyway, it was mainly in Europe, and they did cell phone tower boosting. And I was selling it like it was going bankrupt. I was selling like 37 cents a share. But I looked at the board of directors, and I worked for Bell South at the time. There, lo and behold, was a director from Bell South on the board of Power Wave Technologies. And I said, I don't think they're going out of business. So I bought their stock with their money in that stock. I figured I'm only down 500. So, well, that company went from 37 cents a share to like $7 and something. Now, I didn't write it all the way up. I got very nervous around $6 a share and cashed out. But now that stock, I mean, they had, I don't know, do the math, maybe about 35,000 in their accounts. And, okay, I said, you know what? I'm going to just buy you something safe at this point. This is back in Motorola. I owned a Motorola phone, still own Motorola phones. I bought Motorola stock for them. And lo and behold, Motorola spun off their cell phone division, sold it to IBM. And boom, they got a big up from that. And matter of fact, IBM ended up selling it to Lenovo. So if you own a Motorola phone, it's actually owned by Lenovo. But after that trade, I said, you're done. I'm done with you guys. I used that money for their education. It was a one-time payment. I'm not saying anyone could ever do that again, but it did happen to me. It's kind of funny. But there is advantages to playing individual stocks versus being in these funds that have zillions of stocks. I'm going to tell you that right now. This is the end of the week and or the end of my show, and I appreciate you listening. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and actually I'll be on before the New Year next week. So have a good Christmas. Merry Christmas. Take care.
Thanks for listening to Advanced Math Investing, an award-winning registered investment advisor firm. They actively manage client accounts and want to meet your financial objectives. If you would like to contact Rand, text them at 804-3722. For more information, go to advancedmathinvesting.com. Tune in next time to hear from Rand help you follow the smart money.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.